like a lotus in the mud. Oh, no.
How you doing, Dan? This is Rob Kuhlman from Root Cellar Music Studio. I got a minute in between sessions and thought I might as well make you a quick little video to show you what I do here with drums. I generally run between 17 and 20 mics. It very much depends, on the client and what we're working on. For instance, on the kick drum, you can see in this recording, I kept 3 kick mics. I actually recorded 4, and that's part of what I'm talking about. Now, if a band is looking for a much more modern sound, I'm going to use the mics that reflect that. And obviously, I don't always need 4 mics on the kick. So anyways, I don't want to get too deep in the woods here, or too deep into, details. Let me show you something real quick. Here is the drums just soloed from that recording. So you can see I use 3 kicks. I've got a above snare. I like to use the Zen Audio Transformerless 57. I got a 57 under the snare. Stereo overheads, which are amazing Earthworks. Royer 121 for our kind of like right in front of the drum set sound. Let me solo some of these for you. D112. Got the Sony, not Sony, the, who makes the 91A? That's made by Shure 91A. Here's the low frequent, amazing sub kick. There you go. Definitely gonna need some headphones or good monitors to hear that. Here's the 57, which, like I mentioned earlier, is the Zen Audio Transformerless. Here is the under. That's another 57. Stereo overheads are the Earthworks. Here, I'll make a little loop here so we get a section. And here is stereo room. These are AKG 414s, usually between 11 and 12 feet in the air, and they are in the figure 8 pattern. And so I'm actually using these, like clover leaves, and so that's the Allen Blumline array. Great stereo. It's definitely the closest to real human hearing. Royer 121, as I mentioned, that's just about 5 feet in the air and maybe 3 feet in front of the drum set. Got a Sennheiser 421 on the hi-hat. One of my secret weapons is a Trash Talk Audio. It's a telephone. It's fantastic for bringing out the transients. Again, maybe on let's say it's a country song, I probably wouldn't even run it. Or maybe I'd run it just in the chorus. Let's take a look at some toms here. This is a tom section right here, so it makes sense to give you this section here. Let's let you hear a little of that first. Check it out. Here's what the band was doing. The band was recorded elsewhere. This is a client from Austin, Texas, and he wanted me to record drums for him. The rest of these tracks come from another studio. Looking at some toms for you here. This is my 12-inch tom, 13-inch tom. To hear the 14, we got to back up a little. It was only played part of this section of the song. Here we go. Here's the 14. And here's the 16. Here's the whole tom bus. And here's the whole drum kit. I also have a 10-inch tom, and I also have an 18-inch tom. Neither of those were used in this recording. Just depends on what the drummer plays, right? But anyways, that's why you don't see those. The drummer didn't play those drums. Okay, now on to some of my secret weapons. I have 2 different hall mics I like to use. I have an amazing 17-foot hallway where I capture these sounds. I use the Beyerdynamic double ribbon mic, the M160, famously used, like on, say, when the levee breaks. It's also the mic they used in all the Hendrix cabinets. Check this out. It's a beast. And so in this recording, you're hearing natural reverb. It's amazing. Check it out in the mix. If I was to remove that hall mic, listen to the difference. So there's my live room, which honestly is incredible. But just listen to that rock and roll vibe when you put the hall in. It's instant reverb, brother. So anyways, there's a little tour of the general drums that I record. Tends to be 17 to 20 microphones. Some of that depends upon which kick mics I use. Some of that depends upon which hall mics I use. And of course, some of that depends upon if the drummer is actually playing the toms or not. All of my toms are 421s. They're amazing mics. I'm sure you know about them. The hall mic, as I mentioned, is the M160. Another mic I use, like I said, I've got two of them. Believe it or not, the Slate ML1 sounds pretty good in this one particular position that I like it in my hall mic. So that's another mic choice I've made. Other choices on the kick drum. I have the Alien 8 by Dr. Alien. It's an amazing microphone. Kind of hard to describe here, but I'll just tell you it is also using... how do I explain this? It's actually using drivers from a headphone. I know this sounds crazy. And he has one facing forward, one facing backward. He's got them in figure 8 positioning. And so it's an amazing microphone that allows you to get basically, maybe 3 different sounds. Forward, backwards, and then both of them together. I'll show you a demonstration of that eventually. Also, I have an amazing FET 47.